getting technologies and also getting examples from other countries like Israel. So I would if I get approved, definitely this is a resource which I would like to look into, the vast land in Asal and how it can be done, especially on red meat. Honorable Mukami, New KCC. New KCC happened to be in cooperatives because these are cooperative, and what I can say, it affects agriculture because the farmers are dairy farmers, but the management of KCC is a cooperative. So what I can say is that I engage and very severely on that with my counterpart in cooperatives to look at ways of making sure those issues, management issues, are sorted out, especially farmer payments, because you cannot have payments which are delayed for 6 months, while others are getting like Wakulima and Kivongoli and others are paying on time. So this is one of the interministerial collaboration which I have to seek if I get approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, virtually all members of Parliament represent farmers, and even those who represent urban areas, somehow their constituency interact with farmers in one way or another. And Mr. Speaker, I want to give you, because I come from a constituency that is taught as the bread basket of the Republic, though there's no bread in the basket, but it's the most highly agricultural constituencies and arable land. And I'll give you a story when a nominee. One of the large-scale farmers, the few are left because of land fragmentation that has taken place, but the few who are left in Kitale, I interacted with a farmer who did maize for a long time. He left, started doing sugarcane. He left, started doing sunflower. He left and went to avocado. Now I asked him, can I start supplying mushroom, because that's where you are going next? He said, no, I want you to help me do gated communities. Gated communities in a rural area. It's basically people are running away from agriculture. And Mr. Speaker, this is a topic that is so dear because this is directly to the lives of the people. There are success stories across the world. Brazil has done very well in value addition. India, Indonesia, this product called Indomie that is all over the country. Indomie is an Indonesian product, and it's from agricultural products. Do you have a success story that you are going to use to revitalize this ministry? Because it cannot just be stories around. Can you say this has happened here, and this is how I want to interlink with our country? And then lastly, Speaker, and I hate to repeat, but allow me to repeat on this issue of cartels, because where cartels in agriculture has been misunderstood to mean that there are people you walk in the Ministry of Agriculture and they start firing them. No, it is a convoluted system. In fact, you may find the cartels in agriculture, they're not even Kenyans. They are billionaires of this world. Now, if you just say, I'm walking in to fight cartels, to me, Mr. Speaker, looks like a movie. It's not an adequate enough to convince Kenyans that anything is going to happen. I'll give you an example of our collapsed sugarcane. It is full cartelism. If we sit here and ask you that if after 100 days of you being in office, are we going to see smoke bellowing out of Mumia's sugar, out of Zoya sugar? Can you promise now? And we'll be here to interrogate. Thank you, Speaker.
Daktari.
Thank you, Honorable Amisi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Yes, the success stories, we need not to reinvent the wheel. We need to see which countries, agricultural countries has successes, and it's good that Honorable Amisi have pointed out some of the success stories like Brazil. For instance, the sugar we are talking about, Brazil is very successful in sugar. we talk about dairy. India is very successful in dairy. So we need to learn from no inventing the wheel. And as a principle, if I'm approved, is to say that I'll promote that as a principle, that let's learn from the best. Let's learn from the best. Cartels. This is a major issue, yes. But when you look at cartel, you realize that where cartels thrive is where public interest is compromised. Because if you are compromising public interest, the public interest, for instance, for sugar, is to have sugar producers, especially in Western Kenya and coast, to have their sugar factories operating. If there is a deficit, then we import with at the least cost, so that the consumers also benefit. So it's also a moral question and an integrity question that we need to, as a nominee, and if I get approved, where I'm saying I will fight cartels is that I will do whatever it takes to promote public interest and use the state agencies which are there, which can help me to promote public good and the public interest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Let me ask you 2 or 3 questions. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I ask if there will be smoke billowing out of Mumias in 100 days. He has not said.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Honorable Amisi. I know there is a program for leasing for those factories which is ongoing, which has been initiated. And I know there's a process. I have to check what stage they are in. But I'm definitely going to, sugar is one of the major subsectors. We will look at it and see how we can move it very fast forward.
As Mr. Speaker, just one from Mamamboga. I've just received a text. They are requesting and they are asking to hear from you as a cabinet for agriculture. What plans do you have?
It's just a nominee.
Yes, a nominee.
Yes.
What plans will you have if you are nominated on perishable goods like tomatoes, sukuma wiki, cabbage, in their market at the local end tail market?
Yes, Murugara.
Just let's combine this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's combine